Dear viewers, we are witnessing a devastating natural disaster in the Philippines. Typhoon Yagi, a storm of unprecedented strength, has made landfall and ravaged the entire eastern region of the country. Towering waves like walls, howling winds, and torrential rain are turning this place into a living hell. We don't know exactly how much longer this will last, but if the situation continues, an entire vast area could be swallowed by the floodwaters. Right here, in the coastal city of Tacloban, you can see massive waves up to 7 meters high crashing against the shore. Large ships, weighing tens of tons, have been swept away by the waves, slammed into buildings, and destroyed everything in their path. Coastal residential areas have been completely obliterated, leaving nothing but piles of rubble. Thousands of people have had to abandon their homes, leaving behind everything they owned to seek shelter. But what's even more terrifying is that not everyone had the chance to escape. Many families have been completely isolated amidst the floodwaters, facing life or death situations with no one able to help. This used to be one of the main arteries of the city, where thousands of vehicles passed through every day. But now it has turned into a fast-flowing river, with water reaching up to 1.5 meters deep. Buses, cars, and even houses have been swept away. As you can see, these people are desperately clinging to whatever remains to avoid being swept away by the floodwaters. The rescue teams are facing tremendous difficulties in reaching them because the current is too strong, and no vehicle can safely access this area. The situation is extremely critical, and the time to save these people is quickly running out. In mountainous areas like this, Typhoon Yagi has not only caused flooding, but also triggered devastating landslide. Look over there. An entire mountainside has been torn apart by the storm's sheer force. The houses, which were once home to hundreds of families, are now just piles of rubble. The earth and rocks have buried everything, leaving no trace behind. We don't know how many people may still be alive beneath the debris, and the rescue teams are racing against time to find them. But what's even worse is that the weather continues to worsen, and experts are warning that more landslides could happen at any moment. Right now, the rescue teams cannot access the area due to the high risk of further landslide. For those who are trapped, time seems to be standing still, and the hope of survival is growing ever slimmer. This is the scene at one of the temporary evacuation centers that the Philippine authorities quickly set up in this state of emergency. Thousands of people have been forced to leave their homes and come to places like this to escape the storm. They have nothing left but the clothes on their backs, as all their possessions have been swept away by the floodwaters. Children, the elderly, everyone here is living in a state of severe deprivation. Food, water, and even basic medical services are running out rapidly. The people here are facing an uncertain future. They don't know if they will ever be able to return to their normal lives. Everything they once owned has been completely destroyed, and rebuilding their lives seems like an insurmountable challenge. At makeshift hospitals like this, the situation is extremely tense. Medical staff are facing an unprecedented crisis. The number of injured patients is overwhelming, while medical resources are severely limited. Medicines, bandages, and medical equipment are running out, but the number of injured continues to rise as the storm shows no sign of letting up. Doctors and nurses are working around the clock to save as many lives as they can, but they cannot do it all alone. In this situation, even the smallest mistake could put someone's life at risk. Those who are critically injured are in urgent need of help, but they have to wait in pain as resources have already been stretched beyond their limits. Dear viewers, we are facing an extremely critical situation. The largest dam in this area is on the verge of collapsing as the water level has exceeded its capacity. If the dam breaks, the consequences will be unimaginable. Hundreds of villages downstream could be completely submerged, and thousands of people will not have time to evacuate. At the moment, authorities are working tirelessly to reinforce the dam. But time is running out, and we may only have a few hours before disaster strikes. People are being evacuated urgently, but given the scale of the affected area, evacuating everyone before the dam breaks is an almost impossible task. Without an immediate solution, we could witness a catastrophe far greater than anything we have ever imagined. This is what remains after Typhoon Yagi swept through the city of Tacloban, one of the hardest hit areas. A once bustling city has been reduced to rubble in just a few short hours. The once crowded streets are now submerged in water, and homes and infrastructure have been completely destroyed. The lives of thousands of people have been tragically upended, and they don't know if they will ever be able to recover from this disaster. The Philippines is facing an unprecedented challenge. Typhoon Yagi has not only left behind physical destruction, it also caused immeasurable emotional suffering. We are witnessing a tragic situation, but with the support of the international community, we hope that the Philippines will rise and recover from this storm. The question now is, can we prepare better for future disasters? Can we better protect innocent people from the unstoppable forces of nature? The Philippines is still battling the devastation of nature, but we hope they will overcome this disaster. Let us pray for those affected and come together to support them in their difficult journey of rebuilding.